So the guy who made the Hostel movies decided to try out children's fantasy. I mean, I'm on board. The House with the Clock in Its Walls is about an orphaned boy who moves into his uncle's mysterious and magical house. Together, and with the help of a neighbor, they try to solve that mystery and stop some evil forces along the way. Eli Roth had a pretty big breakout with Cabin Fever. That, and a lot of his other movies, kind of have gained cult followings over the years. I don't feel like any of his movies have gotten a lot of critical acclaim, and I don't know if this one's gonna change that. I went in kind of expecting a movie like 2015's Goosebumps, just fun, well-paced, good CGI, just a bunch of action, but still a kid's movie. This didn't quite deliver like that. It was a lot slower, there was some deeper themes though, so that was kind of cool, but it just didn't have the pacing. Jack Black gives another really charismatic performance, and I feel like this time he went more serious and less wacky. It worked great for some of those moments in the movie that were more dramatic, and he still made me laugh a couple times. I'd say it was the best performance in the movie, and Uncle Jonathan was my favorite character for sure. Owen Vaccaro plays Lewis, and he did okay. There were some big moments in the movie that really didn't work for me. I mean, for a younger audience, it'll be fine, but if you're an adult watching this movie, those moments will probably pull you out and make you kind of lose that cinematic experience. I gotta mention Cate Blanchett because she was in this movie, and it would be an absolute sin not to. She was pretty good. I thought her accent was kind of all over the place, but I don't know if I can blame her or if I have to blame the director for that, honestly, but she did have a couple great moments. There was one moment in particular between her and Jack Black's character that I really liked, even though it kind of felt like a different movie. It was probably my favorite scene. The visual effects were passable sometimes, but they often just felt rushed. There was a lot of hand movement with like magical effects happening, and it really seemed corny to me. It felt like a lot of the actors didn't really know what the CGI was going to look like, so they just did random things and kind of hoped it would look cool. For a kid, it might look awesome, but for me, it was just really cheesy. I don't know. Eric Kripke adapted the screenplay from a book that I'll admit I haven't read, but from what I can understand, the book has a lot of the same aspects, the mystery, magic, horror elements. Eric is the creator and writer for the show Supernatural, so the guy kind of has experience in all of the above. As a script, the movie tries to deliver on all those fronts and be emotionally moving as well. It was a bit too much for me, and it became kind of a chore to watch. I feel like if you've read the book though, you might find some intrigue where I didn't. I'm honestly not sure. One thing I found myself really liking were the horror elements and how they were utilized in the film. I think this could be a movie you bring your kid to if they want to see something a little scarier than what you're used to, but they still aren't quite ready for something really scary. I also think that Eric and Eli could team together and make a pretty good horror movie if they really went for it. So The House with the Clock in Its Walls. It was an interesting movie for sure. I think it'll appeal to some of the younger audiences, especially if they're starting to get on the creepy side of movies. For me, it was a little bit bland. It had a couple redeeming qualities, but overall it was just kind of middle ground. I give it a 5 out of 10. Hey, thanks for watching everyone. I really appreciate all the new subscribers. I was honestly going to just make a 60 subscribers special, but I might need to rethink that a little bit. Anyway, stay tuned and keep watching movies.